Well, my husband is Jamaican, so.
So you're prejudiced. You're not really in a position to make a judgment on that.
But I can tell that they're good. And
yes.
What's really going on is that the situation of the country is affecting them.
Yes.
And that's why so much crime and so much non-educated people. They could be better and show themselves better than they're doing now. But it's a beautiful country, and you see, right now I'm standing here and it's so much garbage in front of me.
Yes.
I don't know why they keep the roads like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's not right. You have children walking around and there's rats and garbage there.
Yes, indeed. Hold on just a moment for me.
Call 1-888-SHELL GAS and save big. $299 off Shell 100-pound cylinders, $99 off Shell 25 or 30-pound cylinders. The time by Shell Gas is 12:30.
Stewart's Hardware, now at 82 East Street, Old Harbour, 75 Manchester Avenue, Maypen, and Bustamante Drive, Town, has the best hardware supplies. Open on Sundays in Maypen and Old Harbour. Stewart's Hardware, where the customer is first every time.
Oi, are you that like? Just set up your little business nice, man.
Yeah, man. JN Small Business Loan set me up right. I never think I would make it. But them lend me the money to start my barber shop.
Starting a micro business? Get the right start with a Biz Start loan from JN Small Business Loans. Call JN Small Business Loans at 1-888-725-6267.
JN Small Business, you say?
Yeah, man. Them can help you set up a little business too.
Biz loan from JN Small Business Loans.
You're listening to Perkins Online, the Thinking Person's talk show. Our phone numbers are 968-4901, 968-4902, 968-4903, and 1-888-991-4072. You can email us at perkinsonline at cwjamaica.com. You can listen to Perkins Online on the World Wide Web, free at www.go-jamaica.com. Now back to Perkins Online on Power 106.
Okay, thank you very much. We're back here online.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Hi, Mr. Perkins.
Yes.
So I really don't know who is the person in the government responsible for that, but you're not supposed to leave the roads so dirty with rats walking around and so much grass growing.
It really is a shame.
Jamaica is a beautiful country, but you're not going to, if a tourist comes down here and you tell them, Jamaica is a beautiful country, see the garbage here and the grass over there? That's beautiful.
It is not.
No.
It is
we in Cuba, we have a big tourist industry.
Yes, over 2 million tourists coming there every year.
Yes.
And not a single American among them.
Most of them, when they go, they want to come back.
Yes.
I don't know if it's the roads. I don't know if it's the Cuban cigar. I don't know if it's the Cuban pretty girls. But they want to come back because they feel comfortable. They don't feel afraid of walking on the street that somebody's going to come and assault them and kill them. You know? And
you have over 2 million tourists a year going to Cuba.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And if the Americans ever get tired of the embargo, and American tourists start going there, boy, I don't know how you're going to accommodate them.
No, but they still go. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that.
Yes.
Hello? Yes. But I think that they travel to a different country. And
yes, you do get some.
Yes. They still manage to go.
Yes.
They still manage to go. And if Jamaica really pay attention to those little things, they will get more tourists.
Yes.
They don't feel comfortable coming down here to the garbage and grass. They want to go to the pretty places and enjoy themselves.
What we need is the lesson of patriotism. We need to learn to be concerned about our country rather than about ourselves as individuals, and to see that our best interest as individuals is served by the interests of the country.
Now, look at the bus situation. I heard you talking to a gentleman before.
The bus situation?
The buses.
Yes.
UTC.
Yes.
And I was listening to interview like 2 weeks ago. I don't remember his name. I don't remember his position, but he had something to do with the UTC.
Yes.
And he said he got some money to build a bus station. But bus station for what? Nobody's taking the buses.
Yes.
Why are you going to invest all that money building that if nobody's taking the bus and you're losing money?
Yes. Well, you know why nobody's taking the buses? Because the buses can't get them to where they're going on in good time. A. And because of the behavior on the buses.
Yes.
You know? I mean, there was even stories the other day of young people having sex on the buses.
Yes, I heard that. Oh my God. That's unbelievable.
Well, it's a measure of the depravity that is overtaking us.
And the education has a big factor in that. I mean, whose children in Cuba is going to have sex in the bus?
I beg your pardon?
I don't think any children in Cuba...
Do you think is it possible to imagine this happening in Cuba?
Of course not. They will be sent to a reform school and stay there like 2-3 years.
Yes.
Until they find themselves and they behave themselves.
Yes.
I mean...
And when you go on a bus in Cuba, don't you find that the pattern of behavior on the bus is entirely acceptable? You don't find people from one area behaving in ways that are offensive to people from other areas and vice versa?
No. All right, let me tell you something. In Cuba, the transportation is not that good because, you know, we have our economical situation and so on, right? But we have our transportation. And you know that not everybody in Cuba have a car.
Yes.
You're not allowed to have a car. You have to be somebody that is a sportsman or a musician or artist.
Oh, is that
to have a car. Yes. Not everybody have a car.
Yes.
So people have to stand on the road and, you know, take out a hand and stop a car, a truck or whatever it is. And they stop for you.
Yes.
And they pick you up. And now the buses now, they are more...
Oh, you mean the persons who have cars, who are allowed to have cars, will give you a lift?
Yes. Or government institution, well, almost all the institutions belong to the government. They have these cars and they stop for you too. And we also have the buses.
Yes.
But you don't find nothing like that, honey. People stand there on the line, they go in the bus. I mean, they are pressed one against each other because there's no enough space for everybody.
Yes.
But you don't find nobody having sex in the bus.
No.
That's like animal behavior.
Oh, yes.
Like dogs have sex all over the place and nobody cares. You're not a dog. You're a person.
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
So,
but you're enjoying your stay in Jamaica rather than are you?
Yes, I'm trying to, you know, at night when I go to bed, I try to think about my happy years in Cuba and don't think about what is going on here and how many people killed dead already.
Yes.
Sometimes I wake up in the morning and...
Oh, God, that is frightening.
Get in the car and say, well, I don't know if today is going to be my last day. But anyway, I'm trying to enjoy myself. And,
yes.
And see if one day Jamaica gets better. And I think that people should get together and try to do something about it.
Yes.
I wish I could do something about it. But, I mean... I can't be like Che Guevara or Camilo or Castro here because I'm not really Jamaican. I'm trying to be, but I'm not yet.
Yes.
So I hope that people...
Well, I don't know. I don't know that you're not Jamaican. Of course you're Jamaican.
Thank you.
As far as I'm concerned, you are Jamaican.
Thank you. So I'm here just listening to your program and try to
I must tell you a story though. I owe Cuba a debt of gratitude, you know.
Really?
Yes, man. my wife and I, once in, what's the capital of Croatia? Can't remember now. Anyway, we decided to take a train to Belgrade one afternoon. Mm-hmm. Luckily on the train we met a young Yugoslavian young man, you know. And his father came to pick him up. And they offered us a lift to a hotel. Well, it just happened to be our bad luck that there was an international conference going on in Belgrade. We knew nothing about it. And the hotels were all full.
Yes.
Anyway, we went to round from hotel to hotel. And we finally reached this one in which the manager said they were full, they had no space. But where were we from? So I said, Jamaica. He said, Jamaica? He apparently hadn't heard of Jamaica. Although Yugoslavia was the first place I heard one of Bob Marley's songs on a bus. But he hadn't heard of Jamaica. So I was trying to indicate where Jamaica was, you know. And I said, Cuba? Jamaica. He said, Cuba? Cuba? I said, no, Jamaica. He said, Cuba. He said, well, he has to get out of his room. If he has to leave his room, we have to have a room in that hotel tonight. Yes, so we got a room. I couldn't get him to understand. That we were talking about two different places, but one was near to the other, you know.
Yes.
But the minute he heard the name Cuba, he said, no, man, if he had to leave his own room, we were getting a room in that hotel tonight.
My goodness, in that faraway country, they knew.
Yes, in Yugoslavia. Well, it was very nice. It was very nice talking to you.
Same.
And I hope that one day I will actually meet you and your husband.
Yes.
All right?
Me too. I would love to, and my husband will love to.
Oh, well, we must do it.
Because he listened to you, and he admires you a lot.
Oh, is that so?
Yes.
He has nothing better to do with his time. You're not organizing him properly.
Well, what happened is that he works on the road, so he listened to you on radio.
I see what you mean.
And I have a radio at work.
I see. Okay, nice hearing from you.
All right.
We must talk again too.
Right.
All right?
Thank you for listening to me.
All the best to you, and say hello.
Bye.
Good. Okay, hello?
Hello?
Yes, good afternoon to you, ma'am.
Good afternoon to you, sir. I am calling about the...
Would you lift your voice a little for me?
I am calling about the JPS.
Jamaica Public Service?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
I got a bill here. It is more than my week's pay.
Yes?
And I've been calling JPS.
Uh-huh.
Nothing. They tell me that I have to pay it because I burn it.
How much is it?
$4,518.
How much is your usual bill?
The last one that I got was from Hurricane. My bill was like 1,800.
Uh-huh.
And then it reached to 2. And then after Ivan blow, it went up to 3 something. I call them, same thing. Now it's 4,000 something.
Oh, hell. Boy, I tell you something, you know. The Jamaican people are in a box of bricks.
Yes, and we have nobody to stand up for us.
Yes.
There is nobody here. You call who you are. They're telling you to get an electrician and check your light.
And check your lines.
Your meter.
Check your meter.
And see if you have anything that is defaulted and all of that. All of that crap. So we don't have anybody to stand up for us.
Yes.
So I need to know who I should turn to.
But tell me something. Do you read your meter?
I don't even know how to read it. That is the problem.
Well, that is part of the problem, you see. I mean, there are digital meters that they could have. But they're not doing that. They're putting in these old-fashioned things, which you have to be some kind of an expert. You have to learn to read, right? If there were digital meters, you could look at your meter and and anybody could look at his meter and just see what the figure is. But I think that people should learn to read the meters.
That is true.
Right? And read them themselves on a monthly basis. Right?
Yes.
Try to find out from the public service company what day they're reading the meter. Right?
Okay.
Well, when they're going to send the meter man there, you go with the meter man and you settle on a figure. Right?
Okay.
And then every month thereafter you read your meter so you can tell what your consumption is. The problem is, it is one thing to know how much electricity you've consumed, but to fathom that bill, you need to be an accountant with a special degree. Right? Hold on just a moment for me.
Your local Blue Cross health benefits travel with you on your Blue Card, in addition to the overseas emergency benefit, available only to Blue Cross policyholders worldwide.
The time by Blue Cross is 12:45. Driver, what kind of pop-down car this? Your front end no good.
You want to say, we need some quality new and used parts straight from Japan, but the auto parts store them up.
So you never hear about Y&M Auto Parts, Lower Main Street and Notta Bay, St. Mary? You can build a car at Y&M Auto. Just arrived at Y&M Auto Parts in Notta Bay. New and used auto parts straight out of Japan. Y&M Auto, quality parts at affordable prices. Call 996-9663 or 2245. Struts, transmission, radiator, bonnet, fender.
You're listening to Perkins Online, the Thinking Person's talk show. Our phone numbers are 968-4901, 968-4902, 968-4903, and 1-888-991-4072. You can email us at perkinsonline at cwjamaica.com. You can listen to Perkins Online on the World Wide Web, free at www.go-jamaica.com. Now back to Perkins Online on Power 106.
Okay, thank you very much. We're back on that. Hello?
Yes, Mr. Perkins.
Uh-huh.
It seems as if there's no one here to stand up for us. What are we going to do?
Yes.
I don't know if you have been getting any complaint about it.
Huh?
I don't know if you have been
We're
getting
getting a lot of complaints about the public service company and their meter reading system and so on.
Mr. Patterson, carry this man come here to rip us off.
Well, you know, the government of Jamaica doesn't really represent the people of Jamaica.
No, sir, they represent themselves.
Yes. They're not about our well-being, and you know, they bring these people in here, yes, and they have a freedom. But I mean, when you look at how that bill is constructed, you know, you have to be an accountant to fathom it.
Exactly.
Right? And you have to be a special expert to read the meters and all this kind of thing. So that, I mean, people have been complaining for months, for years, about the bills that they get from the public service company. And there's no check on them. But ultimately the thing to do, insofar as your consumption of electricity is concerned, is to learn to read that meter. Right?
And do they have an educational program going on about learning to read their meter?
Eh?
Do they have a program going on?
I don't know, but it is possible to find somebody. I think an electrician
okay.
should be able to help you with it. You learn to read the meter, right?
Okay.
And at some point you get a figure from the public service company when they send you a bill, a red bill, you know?
Yeah.
They tell you what your consumption is, what your, you know, how many kilowatts. And if you settle a figure with them at a certain date where the meter is, what the reading on the meter is,
yes,
from there on you should be able to check them. You follow me?
Yes, sir.
And more people need to take that kind of action.
Yes, I think we need to do
Yes.
that because there's no one out there to help us.
No.
Not a soul.
No. And I mean, if I were you, what I would do is get hold of a camera, and the day when they come to tell you what they for you to agree on the reading, take a photograph of it.
That is true.
Eh?
That is true.
Take a picture of it. Yes.
Take a picture of it.
Yes.
That is true.
Okay.
Yes. Thanks very much for your
Mom.
time. There.
All the best to you.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Okay. Hello. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Yes. Good afternoon,
Good
sir.
afternoon, sir.
Uh-huh.
How are you doing, sir?
Not well. I'm
Trying.
struggling along.
But what I'm saying now, the hurricane...
No, I'm not hearing you very well.
Hello?
Yes. Uh-huh.
What I'm saying about the hurricane, the update?
No, man, you're gone again.
Gone again?
You're gone. Yeah, come back up now.
Okay. Then
Stay up
say
there.
that the...
Stay up on the hill.
Yeah, we live on the hilltop there. And then say that it, the location, I get it on the CNN. I was giving the weather update, the weather update, and say, keep close because it's on the course to Jamaica. It can turn as well as it can come, and it's stated of Marine Pines. So
yes,
and it's already on Saturday. So
is
hope
what?
and trust not, Mr. Perkins.
Is what?
Hope and trust not.
You're hoping not.
Hope and trust not.
But I tell you something, you know. I mean, I'm sure that there are some people in Jamaica here who wouldn't mind having a direct hit because, you know, then anybody, that would be the answer to all the problems. I mean, why is the economy in the state it is? Well, because of hurricane.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Because
what's her name again?
Denise.
Emily.
Yes. Sir Perkins. If you can't clear up Ivan, I know Dennis come. What going to happen to Emily?
Well, that too.
Perkins?
That too, but don't you know that, I mean, the economy would have been in better shape had it not been for Ivan? Haven't you heard that?
No.
Eh?
No.
You didn't hear that?
No.
Yes, man.
Eh?
That is the explanation for any drawbacks in the economy. And now we have Dennis and Emily.
Look here now. When me say Jamaica will be patrol free 2002.
2003.
2003. Who resigned for that?
Eh?
Who resigned for that blunder?
You mean that the Prime Minister should have demanded his resignation for making a promise like that?
Yeah, somebody should quit.
He should have joined Mr. Gallimore in the
in the back seat. Yes. Mr. Perkins, the person who built up the Marine Bay trade thing and said, boy, then go and took a top of the line center, innit?
Yes.
They should quit because it lies there doing nothing. Eh?
Yes.
All right.
Oh, that is the
the farmer
the Goodyear factory.
Yeah. Lies there doing nothing.
Boy, it was going to be chock full of computers.
It lies there doing nothing. Nobody quit.
I hear bushes growing all over it.
Okay, all right. All right. No. Sir Perkins. We have some bridges in Jamaica. I must congratulate this lady, man. Wonderful lecture.
Which one?
This little lady from Cuba, man.
Oh, yes.
Lecture. Yeah, man.
Isn't she lovely?
Yeah. Wonderful. I wouldn't mind she call you every day. I would love when she call when I spoke to her, though.
Yes,
wonderful lecture. Wonderful. You know? No. Touch the eastern side of this island, you know. Right? We have some bridge. Mr. Perkins. You hear the NWA get up and say, they will put up back sign on the bridge, the maximum laid weight.
Yes.
Okay, good. So you just run and put up some sign. But the NWA never get a team of expert or engineer and go beneath these bridge and check their capability. They never do that. So what happened? Look at the asset of the St. Margaret's
till them rotten down.
Look at the asset of the St. Margaret's Bay Bridge.
Yes. Yes.
The mega post collapse. Now, Mr. Perkins, we not say we could have get divers.
What is it that collapsed?
One of the mega columns.
That's
the concrete thing.
Yes.
Sink. Suppose if we did get divers, expert get camera and put down there, wouldn't we see that there's something wrong with one of the foot?
Yes.
Eh? Mr.
Yes.
Perkins, we will be patrol free 2003.
All
but
that.
The bridges, them no good. We mix up politics with everything, you know, Mr. Perkins. And after the thing is not for your friend, it must be your enemy. Right?
Yes.
Mr. Perkins, you talk about patrol if you drive from like Wayne Road, breastwork. You don't have an open nanny there when you see carry my gun and the place them Mr. Perkins. The carry my touch drag up.
But you're a Portland man?
Yeah.
Oh yes.
I'm proud about that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
You calling from Port Antonio?
Yeah.
Eh?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, man.
The minute I heard you say upper breastworks.
Yeah. Motty, if you see the condition at the road, from the Safagala Millbank Motown, Mr. Perkins, I don't know, the cars, man. When I have all anything, man, I sit down and look on the condition, I say, oh my God. Motty, if you have your little house and you paint it up, take out one Mr. Rotten board out there and brush it up. Right? Working time, Motty.
Yes.
You have say one board I got change to the other and the other I got change to two. And if you take out the one for a long time, Mr. Perkins, I always say, now wait till you get $100 million for surface the road. Don't wait. Do look at manual labor. Now buy the tractor and the something because I go and mash up the road. Do look at manual labor where you get the man with the shovel and the hoe and you pay him because you know go and take the amount like with the tractor take. Clean the curve and channel and the water table. Keep the water off of the road. Mr. Perkins, the engineer, the bright guys, and the people from public works, these bright educated people, they don't listen to you. Who rate you for listen to you? Who rate you or me for listen to we?
Yes.
And you wait till when the thing get out of hand, Mr. Perkins, and everybody are run round with planner, architect and all and something. It's too late. Huh? If you know the Rio Grande Bridge, the bridge up Simmons Valley. If you see that bridge, Mr. Perkins, I want the bridge with the high and real, you know.
But you remember the man that was talking to the Prime Minister out at Yalas? Tell him about the bridge. Said go and wash it.
Okay.
Eh?
No, I don't remember.
Yes, man, it was on TV.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
They was out there with this bridge and the man said if him not sits at the bridge, don't fix good. They said go and wash it.
That was the Bailey Bridge.
And I don't think it,
The Bailey Bridge.
What was it? I think it was a Bailey Bridge.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Man tell him said go and wash it.
Okay.
And I don't think it was 3 months before it was washed away.
Who dare him apply his mouth that man have?
No, the trouble with that man is that him never born for mash yet.
Yeah, man. Who tell himself we got to take up engineer skill? Sir Perkins, Mr. the bridge man, the maintenance man. Somebody iron one cut out and put in new iron because the structure of the bridge is good, you know.
Yes.
The structure of the thing is good. They only want to cut out and replace.
Yes, but look here, sir, that is a social problem, right? And the Minister of Finance, or the best Minister of Finance we've ever had, when he goes to places like Paris and Milan, trying to get some more loans, he can't go and tell his creditors about these bridges in Jamaica that need fixing and so on. What he has to tell them is how they're always going to pay them their money.
Yeah, that's right.
All right. And every month, at the end of every month, he has to pay policemen.
Yeah.
And he has to be able to get money to borrow in order to pay them. You don't know that?
And we have the investment here, we can't do it.
I beg your pardon?
And we have the investment here, we can't do it. If you get the job for people, if you make the place for people, and if you educate the people, everything will be fine.
Yes. Yes.
Everything will be fine. But you all right, take for instance now, look at some of the gully. Look at some of the gully. The gully bank up. Then say from Ivan, and the gully don't clean. And the gully flood now. Who you going to blame?
Well, the person to blame is the person who should have cleaned the drain and didn't.
Okay. All right, Motty.
Aye.
Them build some house down in a city house them. I drive go to and see them. And when the people from the inner city go, and the housing trust, then do have the quality. Then they qualify to get the house. Them. How that go?
Yes, well, that is a hell of a thing because some of them are working and paying National Housing Trust money. But when National Housing Trust builds a house, they don't qualify to buy it because they can't sustain the mortgage.
So why are you saving the fund? Why are you saving the fund? Why you put your money there?
That was politics, Michael Manley's politics, you know, sir. That National Housing Trust Fund there's an element of injustice in it.
Sir Perkins, if the house is built in a community, and you being a person who live there, you work hard for your bond till now, and you put money in the fund and you go and you can't get it.
Yes.
The system is no good for the people who live there.
Yes.
That's not a good system, sir.
But as I say, sir, if the government had set out to encourage investment in the country and to promote full employment, it wouldn't be having to, government wouldn't be having to build houses.
No, because first time it wasn't like that.
Yes.
No, first time it wasn't like that. So why we reach to this stage now?
Well, that is because there are so many people who, well, I don't know. I think that it was a political scheme.
Listen,
they were going to provide housing, and that would make man popular.
Listen, this thing, The other day, I listened to the minister sit down and him go in them details and him write out about the taxi man and him tell you how much they make per day.
Hold on just a moment.
Yes, sir.
Hold on.
Medical Associates Hospital, providers of quality healthcare for over 45 years, providing lab, x-ray, pharmacy, emergency and general care. Let Medical Associates provide you with the healthcare you need when you need it most. The time by Medical Associates Hospital is 1 o'clock.
News, comprehensive, powerful and credible. Power 106 FM, Radio News Center.
Good afternoon. I'm Totlin Oliver with headline news at 1 from the Gleaner Power 106 News Center. The National Meteorological Service is reporting that Emily has continued to strengthen over the southeastern Caribbean Sea and is now a Category 2 hurricane. At 10 a.m., the center of Hurricane Emily was located near latitude 12.7 degrees north, longitude 64 degrees west, or about 905 kilometers southeast of Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic, or 1,430 kilometers east-southeast of Morant Point, Jamaica. Emily is moving towards the west-northwest near 30 kilometers per hour, and this motion is expected to continue during the next 24 hours. Reports out of London have suggested that the fourth bomber implicated in the blast in that city last week was a Jamaican-born man identified as Lindsay Germain, who lived in Buckinghamshire. He is believed to have lived in the house in Aylesbury, which was raided by forensic experts yesterday. Over 50 people were killed and 700 injured in the blast, which occurred last Thursday. The four bombers are also believed to have died. A specialist in safety regulations from the International Labour Organization is scheduled to visit the Moneymusk sugar factory in Clarendon today as part of an investigation into the safety of the island's sugar factories. On Tuesday, the specialist visited the Long Pond and Worthy Park sugar factories, and early reports suggest that he has identified safety deficiencies at Long Pond. He is also expected to visit the Appleton Sugar Estate to inspect the safety measures at that factory. Sports. Jamaican bowler Jermaine Lawson returned to the West Indies squad in fine form today, grabbing 4 for 459 against Sri Lanka on the second day of the first test in Colombo. Lawson has not played test cricket in almost a year, but helped to dismiss Pakistan for 227 as a reply to the West Indies innings of 285. And those were the stories making headlines at 1 and Power 106. More headlines at 2 from the Gleaner Power 106 News Center. I'm Totlin Oliver.
I was waiting for your call last night.
Baby. You know, if it was any other phone company, I would have believed you. But Digital have the most ways to add credit. 1, you can do it yourself with Teleflex. 2, 1 quick swipe with DirectFlex. 3, 3 online with WebFlex. You don't need to scratch with Flexi, and that make 4. 5, you could go to the ATM and use BankFlex. 6, your ever popular Flex card, and I can soon send a credit with Credit You. That makes 7. Digicel have so many ways to add credit. You have a nerve at
Digicel gives you the most ways to add credit. Digicel, the bigger, better GSM network.
You're listening to Perkins Online, the thinking person's talk show. Our phone numbers are 968-4901, 968-4902, 968-4903, and 1-888-991-4072. You can email us at perkinsonline@cwjamaica.com. You can listen to Perkins Online on the World Wide Web free at www.go-jamaica.com. Now back to Perkins Online on Power 106.
Okay, thank you very much. We're back here online. Is he there?
Yes, sir.
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, man. And the minister go down and him program out how much the taxi man make. See it on the TV live, you know. And him tell you how much for the year, how much millions they make. Right, Mr. Perkins?
Yes.
That's unjust to assist him, you know, man. That's not good enough. That's not good enough because if him should go down, pan pen and paper and tell you how much JUTC last, you'd have surprised. These poor little taxi man then solve them way out through life. If you don't go thief, you don't go rob. You understand? Then I go trust car from car company just to survive.
Yes.
Because the system doesn't set up a fair trading commission for them. You understand?
Yes, yes.
Because if you speak of injustice, you know, the lady talk about public service, who you can go to forget the right when charge you? Who you go to? Who set up the OUR? Not the government.
Yes.
Who he must represent? Not the government.
Yes.
Why should we have a minister of public utilities? We have any utilities? The Parish Council control most of the utilities, then, sir. The Parish Council control most of the liquor, like the wash house, them and something.
No, the utilities are like the public utilities, water commission, the
Okay, what?
I don't know if water commission comes under public utilities.
But we hardly have anything on a public utility. Hardly. So what we would have minister for? Give him something else to do.
Well, you know, sir, I'll tell you something. Things will any day Jamaica man get up, turn up on him foot, and say no more of this damn nonsense. Right? That is when it will stop.
Sir Perkins, suppose...
Okay? Until then it will continue.
Continue. Suppose the people, the public of Jamaica, everybody who use the light, get up one day and say enough is enough. Take back your light. Everybody and say, make we get kerosene and lantern and candle. Take back your light.
Well, that will be very hard on people, sir, but I tell you something.
Okay, we must make a sacrifice, Mr. Perkins.
Yes.
Must.
I wonder very seriously, sir, whether it was not a great... The Jamaica Public Service Company, you see, insofar as the distribution of electricity is concerned, is a monopoly. Right? I think it was a mistake to have privatized that. What they should have done is kept the distribution part of it as a government activity. I mean, you know, government sub-agency, like the Water Commission. And then encouraged investment in generating capacity.
Okay.
And then they could buy the electricity from the private generators and distribute it.
Okay.
You know?
Okay.
But having a monopoly distributing electricity to people, I don't think is a good idea.
And Mr. Perkins, there's no guidance about it, sir.
Eh?
There's no guidance about it. We, the consumer, we suffer.
Yes.
We suffer because anything with them push on your throat.
Well, you not only suffer as a consumer with the public service company and the other utilities, you're suffering at the same time as a taxpayer with the government.
That's right. That's right.
Right?
Because you have no
because
right.
what some people are saying is that they're paying for electricity that they're not consuming. Right? But as taxpayers, they're paying for facilities that they're not getting.
That's right. That's right.
Right?
That's right. Mr. Perkins, you play the tune, stand up for your right.
And
you run with it, yes, sir.
Okay.
Remember that team song, Run With It?
Yeah.
If it was that next time.
Yes.
You remember that saying?
Yes, indeed.
If it was that next time, we could have do it, but we can't do that now because I know. Run with it. We're going to pay the consequence tonight, tomorrow, and the next day.
Yes.
And our children will always be in jeopardy because of these people. Thank you, sir. Have a wonderful day.
Incidentally, I had a call last night from a friend who was leaving the island on an Air Jamaica flight. Went to the airport. Not only was there a long delay in getting onto the aircraft, but having taken them onto the aircraft, they were sitting there for an hour while some kind of servicing was being done to the aircraft. At the end of which, they were asked to come off the aircraft, because, where is it? Fort Lauderdale? I think it's Fort Lauderdale, has some kind of curfew. They don't take flights after whatever it is, 12 o'clock at night or whatever time. So they had to come off, go back home with the idea of taking a flight today. Isn't that amazing? Air Jamaica had them at the airport for all this time, had them on the aircraft for an hour, and then they were asked to disembark, go home, and come back again tomorrow. And well, you know, I said to my friend, or did I? I should have if I didn't, that it was her fault. Her fault. Flying near Jamaica in these circumstances, and what do you expect? Okay. Let's hear some email.
Yes, Mr. Perkins. This is from United States of America, New York. Mr. Perkins, for the past couple of days, I have been listening to your program online. I wish to respond to your comment about how people that have given up looking for work are counted in the unemployment numbers. Here in the United States, it is the same formula. The U.S. Department of Labor does not count individuals who have given up finding a job as unemployed. They are not considered part of the workforce. Thank you.
Yes, you're absolutely right, and it's the same formula is used in other countries. But that is not the point. Here in Jamaica, there are the situation is quite different from that in the United States. When there is 4% unemployment in the United States, that is considered almost alarming. Here in Jamaica, our percentage of unemployment is much, much higher. And there are people who would like to get jobs, who have been trying to get jobs, and young people, not persons who are of retirement age or anything of the kind, or who have found some other way of acquiring income. These are people who have just tried and are frustrated and hopeless, right? And they are out of the labor force because they are hopeless. So when you get a figure from the Jamaican Statistical Office giving you a figure for unemployment. That figure is understated because it does not include significant numbers of persons who, it isn't that they don't want jobs. It is that they have given up the hope of being able to find jobs. Right? That's one. The other thing is that here in Jamaica we also have a very high and an even higher percentage of underemployment than there is unemployment. But we have stopped giving a figure. We used to have a figure years ago for underemployment. They have stopped doing that now. That has become a kind of state secret. Okay, we take a break. We come back shortly.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
1:15.
There is never a dull moment in Barbados.
Bajan Bonanza! Amazing Bajan vacation specials. Right now, Barbados has never been more inviting. Hotel rates start as low as US $59 per person, valid until December 14th. Plus great discounts on car rentals, restaurants, golf, everything you want to do.
There is never a dull moment in Barbados.
Call your travel agent.
Get me to that help me start low. Starting a business, get me to need financial assistance. For real, get money in your hand. Easy payment plan. Get the start that you need, make money, get busy with a Biz Start loan.
Starting a micro business? Get the right start with a Biz Start loan from JN Small Business Loans. Call JN Small Business Loans at 1-888-725-6267.
Set up your business right. Get the start that you need, make money, get busy with a Biz Start loan.
Biz Loan from JN Small Business Loans.
You're listening to Perkins Online, the Thinking Person's Talk Show. Our phone numbers are 968-4901, 968-4902, 968-4903, and 1-888-991-4072. You can email us at perkinsonline@cwjamaica.com. You can listen to Perkins Online on the World Wide Web free at www.go-jamaica.com. Now back to Perkins Online on Power 106.
Okay, thank you very much. We're back here. And I would like to thank Hope Stewart for that email that she sent me on Nigeria. As she admits in the document, it's rather long to be read on the program, but I'm going to have a look at it and, bits and pieces of it, I'm sure, would be of interest to our listeners. Thank you very much.
Dear Mr. Perkins, good day. The Mayor, His Worship Desmond Mackenzie, said he was shocked to see raw sewage running from UWI to Goldsmith Gully. This has been happening for a long time now. If you go to Doheny Park when it rains, right in front of the police station, you will see raw sewage bubbling up out of the drain in the middle of the road. At the intersection of North Street and South Camp Road, there is a sewer main that overflows onto the roadway from time to time, and it runs all along the way to Victoria Avenue. The filth continues in many parts of the country. So, Mr. Mayor, I'm very surprised to hear that you are shocked, because this is public knowledge, the overflowing of sewage.
How very interesting. That young lady who called me, who is Cuban, married to a Jamaican, she was talking about the garbage on the street. She apparently didn't know about the sewer mains. But incidentally, I heard that the university authorities are denying that they're pumping raw sewage out into the gully. They claim that what they're pumping out is stuff that has been treated. They pass through a treatment plant, so I don't know. It would be interesting to hear what Mr. Mackenzie has to say about that.
Dear Mr. Perkins, children live what they learn, but more what they see. And what is most prominently on display in this society? Children and more children. Children having children. Cars and guns. This is what the children are living. And this is what they're learning. They're seeing fast drugs, fast cars, fast bikes, fast money, fast food, high-powered guns, fast teenage babies.
And fast sex.
They see gunmen shooting at will, and they see policemen shooting at will. The more the so-called criminals are killed by the police, the more they seem to spring up. The present police strategy doesn't seem to be helping in any way.
That's quite
All
true.
it seems to be doing is to breed more crime. An intelligent way to operate is when some things have been tried for years and do not work, is to use a different approach. One of the ways of helping to solve crime and poverty in Jamaica is to let all the present advisors to government and the government itself step aside and give others a try. Old dogs can't learn new tricks. We want some people with vision and new ideas.
What the writer of that letter doesn't seem to understand is that intelligence is a commodity that is in short supply in this country. We have a beautiful country, but it is short of intelligence.
Mr. Perkins, a little bird told me that effective February 2005, due to some EU ruling, all international carriers transporting passengers across the Atlantic, which have delays over and above 4 hours, must pay the passengers UKL 400 per passenger.
Must pay the passengers?
Yes.
For what?
If they have delays of more than an hour, 4
Oh, I
hours.
see. Uh-huh. And this comes from where?
Apparently it's a European Union ruling.
Oh, is that so? Well, Air Jamaica is going to have to stop flying to Europe.
It says, unfortunately, Air Jamaica falls into this category for almost every flight from London to Kingston.
Uh-huh. I suppose Air Jamaica will have to stop. Either that or the losses will probably go up to 260 million per year.
Dear Motty, whenever heavy rains, storms or hurricanes hit Jamaica, the parish of St. Thomas always seems to get the worst of it. Invariably, it gets cut off from St. Andrew due to the absence of a suitable bridge spanning the Yallas River. The Easington Bridge, which is now the only accessible structure linking these parishes, is in very real danger of being destroyed. The NWA derated it to 12 tons some time ago, but that is thrown out the window. Whenever a crisis such as the one that now exists, trucks carrying steel, cement and fuel well in excess of 12 tons are being driven over this bridge on a regular basis since the passage of Hurricane Dennis. Nothing short of a contingent of JDF personnel placed at the Easington Bridge, along with a portable scale on the landway portion of the intersection on the western side of the bridge, needs to be put in place. Motty, we would like to invite Perkins Online to do an on-the-spot show from Poor Man's Corner to bring to the attention of all Jamaicans exactly how we keep shooting ourselves in the foot. Unfortunately, I will be away next week, but I can be contacted at the landline shown below. Both Orion Sales and Fleetwood Jamaica operate factories in Yallas. If the rains continue and Emily comes, things are going to be very, very bad in this area. And unless a proper bridge is built by Poor Man's Corner over the Yallas River, things will never change.
You know, talking about that, the really disturbing thing that I heard in the news, at news time, the weather report, in which, as I remember it, Emily was located to the southeast of Moran Point, moving northwest. So that sounds as if it's headed directly from Moran Point, and that the people in that end of the island, unless it shifts significantly, people at that end of the island who have had a beating are going to get it again.
Mr. Perkins, I'm sending you this news item from CNN, posted this morning. Mascota, Illinois. And it's an Associated Press story, which was on CNN. It's been a hot, dry summer in this St. Louis suburb, but Rosemary Cook knew that there was no way she could have used $74,000 worth of water. The city's utility department claimed that Cook used 10 million gallons of water last month and charged her $29,787 for the water, $43,581 for the sewer, plus $893 for municipal tax. Luckily, when I opened the bill, said Cook, I was sitting down, or I would have fainted. I could have filled every pool in southern Illinois and still not used that much water. Cook presented the bill to a public works employee at City Hall. Officials quickly determined the whopping fee was the result of a broken meter and quickly issued a corrected bill for $32.66, as well as waiving Cook's monthly water and sewer charges for all her troubles. What do you think would have happened if this had taken place in Jamaica?
Not what happened there. Not what happened there. The United States, whatever its faults, is a country in which the government is of the people, by the people, and for the people, in a sense in which it is not in this country.
Mr. Perkins, I think we should all say a prayer and send up a cry to God to spare us from Hurricane Emily. We have not yet recovered from Hurricane Ivan. How are we going to manage? Those people in the hills, I feel for them. Mr. Perkins, every morning you should open your program with a prayer. Maybe this would help.
My friend the deacon starts with a couple of, he reads the scripture and has a little sort of pious utterance. And after that comes another prayer session. My own view is that God is busy, he's working hard. And if we would only use the brains that he has given us, we would spare ourselves a lot of the troubles that we find ourselves in. Hurricanes will come, but there are ways of preparing for and dealing with hurricanes that would make them less dangerous than they tend to be in this country. And we haven't bothered. I mean, we are so busy borrowing money and servicing it that we can't find. We elect a government, and the government neglects even to clean drains so that when the rain falls, it doesn't flood into our houses, right? And we tolerate this. So what? If we tolerate it, what has God to do about it? If we didn't want it to happen, we could prevent it happening. But we seem to be quite happy with it. Yes. Oh, we're going to take a break? Okay. We'll be back shortly.
Get maximum returns with the COK Wealth Maximizer long-term savings account. Conditions apply. COK for life. COK, invest in your future today. And the time by the COK Wealth Maximizer is 1:30.
Buy $100. Special edition red stripe reggae sunfest be free already study phone card. Scratch the back. From now till July 21st, you could win sunfest dance all night tickets, free credit, and other prizes. Details in the press. Conditions apply. It feels good.
JPS wishes to advise customers in Waterford that the power supply will be suspended between the hours of 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. to facilitate urgent work to replace a pole damaged by lightning. JPS apologizes for any inconvenience caused by this outage and reminds customers that service may be restored ahead of the time specified.
You're listening to Perkins Online, the thinking person's talk show. Our phone numbers are 968-4901, 968-4902, 968-4903, and 1-888-991-4072. You can email us at perkinsonline@cwjamaica.com. You can listen to Perkins Online on the World Wide Web, free at www.go-jamaica.com. Now, back to Perkins Online on Power 106.
Okay, thank you very much. We're back here online.
And back to the
And
mail.
we continue with some email.
Good morning, Mr. Perkins. First, let me commend you on the good work you're doing. I have a concern, and I would love to hear your views on the matter. I had a Workers' Bank credit card. However, this institution was taken over by FinTech. I think I had a balance owing of less than $10,000. The other day, I was called from a company, International Asset Services, who advised that I owed them over $100,000 in interest.
Interest?
Yep.
Over $100,000 on $10,000.
Yes, but it's 1996.
Over how many years?
When was the bank taken over by FinTech?
This was back in the mid-1990s.
96?
Somewhere about 90. Workers' Bank came later.
97.
Possibly about 97. I can't remember.
Mm-hmm. Well, 5.
Huh?
Oh, that's 7, 8 years ago.
Anyway, I suppose the interest must have been compounded too.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Let me read that sentence again. When asked on what basis, the gentleman told me that IAS had bought out the debt from Workers' Bank and therefore I am required to pay them. When I told the gentleman that I would only be able to pay $2,500 a month to settle the principal, he said that that cannot work. I would have to pay an amount of $30,000 and he could reduce the debt to $78,000. I mentioned to the gentleman that I know that I owed Workers' Bank, but during the process I did not know who to pay as I was never called by FinTech to settle the bill. Neither did I know who I should have paid this outstanding balance to. Kindly give me your views on the matter, as I was told that a daily interest is being added to this amount.
Daily interest?
A daily interest.
Oh.
Looking forward, I'm listening on the program, to your program on the internet now.
Mm-hmm. Well, is she abroad?
No, it seems...
in Jamaica?
Yes.
Look here. If Workers' Bank is closed down, and you don't know, I think you need the services of a lawyer. nobody writes to you and tells you to whom you might pay this money, then it seems a little odd that after so many years they should come to you telling you that you owe $100,000. Seems a bit odd to me. And I would if I were in that position, I would take the same approach that you're taking. I don't see how, if I owe Workers' Bank and Workers' Bank is closed, then somebody must get in touch with me and tell me where I can pay this money, I suppose. Or maybe I should have made, but were they accepting payments? I don't know of that. So I don't see how these people can out of the blue come and tell you that you owe them $100,000. I would resist it. I'd be prepared to go to court and fight it.
So in fact you're telling her to consult a lawyer. I'm not certain whether it's a male or a female, but you're advising the person to consult a lawyer.
Yeah, I would do that, yes.
Good morning, Mr. Perkins. I'm writing from New York. I have been searching high and low, and I can't seem to find anywhere where the members of Parliament have signed the Emancipation Park Declaration. Could you please let me know if they did so?
I don't think it has been done yet. I don't remember it being signed because there were objections, and I don't remember that. I don't know if they did so. It must have been quietly. I don't know if it had been done.
Mr. Perkins, that lady who said Mr. Gallimore did not represent his constituents in his speech is a shallow thinker. Suppose a woman's husband finds a lady on the side and starts to use some of his salary to maintain that other woman. What would it mean for the wife? It means she would be getting less in the household.
Yes.
Or would not get more for other things.
Yes.
So not because Mr. Gallimore did not speak to specifics in his constituency, it does not mean his points were not relevant.
Well,
Mr. Gallimore might well have had other motives, but what he said makes it almost impossible to confirm that, because he spoke about facts, not speculation.
And also, let me say this now, that Mr. Gallimore did speak about his constituency. What I broadcast on this program was not the entire speech. It was only that part of the speech which related to the subject of Air Jamaica. Okay? The speech, there had been he had spoken, had an introductory part of the speech before that, and then after the speaking about the Air Jamaica issue, went on to speak about local issues in his constituency. But I insist that you are right, that the part of the speech that related to Air Jamaica was of concern to his own constituents. And if they don't recognize that, well, too bad for them. How much more?
Mr. Perkins, His Worship the Mayor has a big mouth. He's talking about sewage pumping out of the university in the Goldsmith Villa. What about the toilets that he promised to build all around Kingston to stop men urinating on the streets? Has he forgotten about that?
Yes, well, I tell you something. I also have a sense that the mayor talks a lot. He's always on about taking down signs and stopping this, that, and the other going on. I agree with you. What about those? He would do a hell of a lot of good for the city of Kingston if he were to provide places where people could relieve themselves, because there are a lot of people. There are people who drive around who have problems. What about the people who are walking around and find themselves in a situation where they have an urgent call for either liquid or solid achievement, and there is nowhere in sight? We need a lot of such places around, and the mayor would be doing a useful job were he to take on a positive attitude rather than the negative one of, tearing up garages and tearing down signs and locking down this and preventing thing from going on. We need a little positive twist on the part of the mayor, in my view. Yes, I agree.
Mr. Perkins, here are some figures about an airline that is making profit. Southwest 2Q profit soars 41%. And this was posted this morning at 10 o'clock. Dallas low-cost carrier Southwest Airlines said Thursday that second quarter profit rose 41% from a year ago, as fare increases help to offset a 25% rise in fuel costs per gallon. Its shares have also climbed more than 5%. Net income grew by $159 million, or 20 cents per share in 3 months, ending June 30. Results beat analyst expectations for earnings of 18 cents per share on revenue of $1.92 billion, according to a Thomson Financial survey.
Yes, well.
So some airlines do make money despite higher fuel costs.
Mm-hmm. They obviously have good managers.
Mr. Perkins, a lot of people are disgruntled with the opposition. The opposition is supposed to be our voice, to say what we are not in a position to say. But I don't get the impression that they're doing that. The government does what they want, and when the opposition speaks, bangara. They are reprimanded, and what do? They lap their tails between their legs and shut up and allow the government to wreak havoc. We need consistent and strong leadership from the opposition.
Well, I had a caller yesterday who suggested we need some, what's the name of the thing?
Turpentine?
Turpentine. We need some turpentine under those tails. Okay, hello? Hello?
Yes, hello?
Yes, good afternoon, sir.
Hi, good afternoon, Mr. Perkins.
Uh-huh.
I'm Kenneth Rowe.
I beg your pardon?
I'm Kenneth Rowe.
Kenneth Rowe?
Yes.
Yes.
Deputy Caretaker, West Portland.
Caretaker, West Portland?
Yes, JLP.
JLP. I see. All right.
Hi, how are you this morning?
I am here sucking the salt, but not having the water to wash it down.
Well, let me congratulate you on that. You get some salt.
Eh?
Let me congratulate you on that. At least you get some salt.
Oh, you would like some?
And you have water to wash it down.
No, I have a problem with the water.
I'll tell you something. Portland is the place that has the most water in Jamaica.
I know that.
But
I'm a Portlander, you know.
I know you are.
Yes.
I know you are. But they have a curse with water because when the floods came, the water washed them away.
Yes.
And when there are no floods, the water runs everywhere except through the pipe.
When there is a flood,
yes,
the flood washes them away.
Yes.
And when there is no flood, the water runs everywhere but through the pipes.
Through the pipes.
I see.
So they have a curse of water.
I see.
I'll give you an example. Yesterday I was talking to an old lady. In January she made a down payment and they installed pipelines to her house.
Yes.
She was on her way from the market when her sons meet her and said, the water bill is there. And she turned to me and said, but Mr. Rowe, I don't understand this thing. Since I've gotten these pipes, they have given me a drop of water and they send the bill.
Yes.
So she said she's going there to make hell today. It was a big joke. She has not gotten a drop of water since the pipes were installed.
But they send her a bill.
They send her a bill. I told her next time I come, she was to show me the bill and tell me the amount. And that is what is happening basically. But what I want to talk about, Mr. Perkins, is really the hurricane.
Well, what about the taxpayer who doesn't get a drop of security? Nor a drop of good road to drive on?
And still pays the bill.
But still has to pay the tax. Yes.
Okay. Yes. Well, again, Portland again is a maze of this. You know the Buff Bay Valley, right up from Buff Bay going all the way up to Section.
Yes.
Those taxpayers, they have no road now to walk on. And I tell you something. Since Ivan struck, okay, there was a breakaway somewhere near to about 3 chains from the Cascade School. That has not been fixed until this day. So you find that those people below that, above that, going on to the St. Thomas area.
Hold on just a moment for me.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
1:45. JPS wishes to advise customers in Waterford that the power supply will be suspended between the hours of 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. to facilitate urgent work to replace a pole damaged by lightning. JPS apologizes for any inconvenience caused by this outage and reminds customers that service may be restored ahead of the time specified.
More time for laughter. More time for news. More time. You see me talking of the other culture of the news. More time to tell the story. More time to get the score. More time. When the cards say more time, you have a chance to talk some more.
Introducing More Time, the new overseas calling card. $100, 15 minutes, $200, half hour, $400, 1 hour.
When you're calling overseas, tell them we have a talk more time. More time.
It's your call.
More time.
On me that.
You're listening to Perkins Online, the thinking person's talk show. Our phone numbers are 968-4901, 968-4902, 968-4903, and 1-888-991-4072. You can email us at perkinsonline@cwjamaica.com. You can listen to Perkins Online on the World Wide Web, free at www.go-jamaica.com. Now back to Perkins Online on Power 106.
Okay, thank you very much. Back here with you.
Yes, Mr. Perkins.
Yes.
As I was saying, those people from that breakaway there,
yes,
from Cascade to Section going on towards the St. Andrew Hen, they are marooned from the rest of Portland.
Uh-huh.
I mean, and that is since Ivan in September.
Yes.